It was a crisp October evening in 2024, in the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, Oregon, when Nathan Hayes, an electrical engineer with a love for order and systems, stumbled into a neighborly feud that would spiral into a battle of wits, tech, and sheer audacity. My wife, Emily, and I had settled into our cozy duplex, a place where everything had its place, especially my level 2 EV charger, wired perfectly to code in our driveway. Life was predictable, almost serene, until Vanessa Reed, the HOA president, rolled into our cul-de-sac with her gleaming Tesla and an ego to match. Vanessa was the kind of person who ruled our neighborhood like a monarch, her every word dripping with authority, her pristine image as a green visionary plastered across HOA newsletters. But beneath the eco-friendly facade, she was about to reveal a side that would make my blood boil. It started with a ping on my phone at 1 a.m. on a chilly Thursday. My charging app, usually a boring confirmation that my Tesla was juicing up, screamed, "Charging interrupted." No storm, no outage, just an error. I threw on a jacket and stepped outside, the night air sharp against my face. There, in my driveway, my charger cable dangled loose, unplugged. Next to my car sat Vanessa's Tesla, its white paint glowing under the streetlight, a thick black cable snaking from its port to my outlet. My electricity, my charger, her car. The nerve of it hit me like a punch. This wasn't a mix-up or a desperate plea for help. This was theft, plain and simple, executed by the woman who preached community values while stealing my power in the dead of night. I marched over to her car, my heart pounding, and tapped on her window. She flinched, her eyes wide for a split second before that smug HOA president's smile snapped into place. "Nathan," she said through a cracked window, her voice syrupy, "is there a problem?" I pointed at the cable. "That's my charger." She didn't even blink. "Oh, mine's acting up. Big presentation tomorrow. I figured you wouldn't mind." The assumption, the sheer entitlement burned. I'm a reasonable guy. Had she asked, I'd have probably said yes. But this was a violation. "I do mind," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Unplug it. Now." I pressed the release on the charger handle, yanking it from her car. The hum stopped, and the silence was deafening. She glared, her eyes narrowing. "No need to be so unfriendly. Nathan, we're neighbors. We help each other. Stealing my electricity isn't helping." I shot back, coiling the cable. "Don't do it again." I walked back to my house, feeling her stare bore into me, knowing this wasn't over. Emily was awake when I got inside, her eyes sharp with concern. Over coffee the next morning, she stirred her mug with a fierceness that matched my mood. "She'll try again," she warned. People like her see kindness as weakness. Emily always had a knack for reading people, while I was wired for systems. She was right, Vanessa wasn't the type to back down. A lock on the charger wouldn't stop her. I needed a plan, something to match her arrogance with precision. That's when I called my buddy, Mike, an electronics wizard with a garage full of gadgets. Over pizza and a six-pack, we hatched a scheme on a napkin. We wouldn't just lock the charger. We'd turn it into a trap. A steel enclosure, a smart lock, a Raspberry Pi to log every move, and a decoy cable that would fool her car into thinking it was charging while diverting power to my home battery. We added cameras, bold legal warnings, and a high-def lens under the eaves. Every wire was soldered, every code line tested. We were betting on her arrogance, daring her to try again, knowing she'd think the warnings were a bluff. 2 weeks later, The trap was Riyadh fortress of steel and tech. Mike slapped my shoulder, grinning. This is petty engineering at its finest. She's going to hand you the evidence. Emily wasn't so sure. What if she gets mad and doubles down? She asked, her brow furrowed. That's the point, I said, a spark of defiance in my chest. I'm not just stopping her. I'm building a case. The first test came at 1:15 a.m. On a Wednesday. My phone buzzed with a motion alert. I grabbed my laptop, heart racing, and pulled up the live feed. There was Vanessa, dressed like a suburban cat burglar in dark leggings and a hoodie, her flashlight scanning my signs. She paused, reading the warnings, then smirky to smug. Rules don't apply to me grin. She pulled a lockpick tool from her bag, thinking my smart lock was a cheap padlock. The dummy lock I'd installed popped open in seconds. She swung the steel door wide, grabbed the charger, and plugged it into her Tesla. The green light blinked on. She thought she'd won. She swaggered back to her car, leaving it tethered, and slipped away. I switched to the data log, and it was beautiful. The Raspberry Pi recorded the exact moment she plugged in, diverting 2 kilowatts to my battery while her car got a useless trickle. She was charging my house, not her Tesla, and I had it all on video. For 3 nights. She repeated the routine, each attempt logged, my battery brimming with her stolen power. Mike texted me after the 3rd night. We're running a Vanessa-fueled power plant. But something nagged at me. The trap was perfect, but it was too quiet. She was clueless, still smug. I wanted her to know she'd been outsmarted. Emily saw it in my eyes. It needs a punchline, she said, munching popcorn as we watched another clip. Something to hit her where it hurts her image. That's when the idea hit, a glitter bomb. Harmless, sparkly, humiliating. Mike and I rigged a buzzer and a puff of purple glitter to fire 3 seconds after a plug-in. That night, at 1:50 a.m., the alert went off. Emily and I huddled at the kitchen table, the laptop glowing. Vanessa went through her routine, picked the lock, and plugged in. 1, 2, 3 beep. The buzzer shrieked, and a glittering cloud exploded, coating her from the waist down. She yelped, dropped the charger, and flailed, sparkling like a disco ball. The camera caught every second of her shock and fury. We stifled laughs as she stormed off, leaving a trail of glitter on the asphalt. I saved the clip as Vanessa's Sparkle Show. MP4. But I knew this wasn't the end. People like Vanessa don't retreat, they escalate. 2 days later, the escalation arrived. A heavy knock rattled our garage door. There stood Vanessa, arms crossed, with a hulking man, her cousin, Greg. He loomed over me, his polo shirt straining, his scowl menacing. You think it's funny to spray my cousin with glitter? He growled, stepping into my space. I think it's funny when thieves get a surprise, I said, holding my ground. Vanessa snapped. You've got no proof. I smiled. Oh, I've got plenty. Want me to airdrop it? Greg shoved me, hard, into my garage. Big mistake. Emily was already on the phone with the police. I raised a hand. You just assaulted me. You're trespassing. Leave. Greg scoffed. But Vanessa's face paled when she heard Emily say police in the background. They retreated, but not before the cops arrived, issuing Greg a trespass warning. The officer smirked at the glitter bomb story. Be careful, he warned. She's not done. She wasn't. 2 days later, a police car pulled up. Vanessa had filed a complaint. claiming my charger was a hazardous device that damaged her car and that my cameras were harassing her. I invited the officers in, showing them the camera feed angled only at my property, the UL-listed charger, and my binder of schematics and logs. I played the videos: Vanessa's theft, her lockpicking, the glitter bomb. I showed the data, $80 in attempted theft. The officers were floored. This is the opposite of what she said. The senior officer admitted. You've got enough for a criminal complaint. I nodded but held off. My real target was the HOA meeting in 3 days. Vanessa's next move was a certified letter, dripping with HOA authority, accusing me of violating bylaws with my unapproved structure and nuisance buzzer. It demanded I dismantle everything or face fines. I grinned. She'd given me a paper trail. I spent 2 days crafting a PowerPoint, compiling videos, charts, and a killer audio clip from Vanessa complaining about my decoy sucking her Tesla dry. The HOA meeting was electric. Vanessa opened with a speech about her green vision, oblivious to the storm coming. When I stood, the room hushed. Nathan Hayes, 2140 Maple Lane. I began. I'm here to expose criminal acts and abuse of power by our HOA president. I projected my evidence on the clubhouse wall, the theft videos, the red tag on Vanessa's illegal charger, thanks to my anonymous tip to the city, the glitter bomb, Greg's shove, and the police report. The room gasped, then laughed, as Vanessa sparkled on screen. Her face crumpled as I played her audio, whining about her car not charging while stealing from me. This is abuse of power, I said, holding up her violation letter. She's punishing her victim. The crowd's laughter turned to outrage. Vanessa sat, silent, as her image shattered. The vote was a rout Lydia, a retired librarian. 192% of the vote. The board censured Vanessa, rescinded her letter, and passed the Property Protection Act to shield homeowners from her kind. A week later, a $80 check arrived, no note. Just Vanessa's signature. I didn't want her money tainting mine, so I bought a trophy, a chrome charger handle on marble, engraved, power restored. It hangs in my garage, a reminder of logic over arrogance. Vanessa's Tesla now limps along on an orange extension cord, a sad symbol of her fall. The neighborhood feels lighter. Lydia's leadership bringing potlucks instead of fines. My charger box stays up, a quiet sentinel. Justice wasn't loud or sloppy, it was logged, methodical, and undeniable. So, what do you think? Was the glitter bomb too far? Or did Vanessa deserve it? Should I have pressed charges? Or was public humiliation enough? Where's the line between justice and revenge? Drop your thoughts below. Hit that like button. And subscribe for more stories of standing up to the entitled.